Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris and I am your host. I am just thrilled to be talking with Dr. Melody Ivory, uh, who, as you can see, is truly brilliant. And I understand you've in the process of writing another book.
Yes,
And
yes.
tell us about this book and why is it called Why Tech Sucks? Why Tech
It sucks. Yes,
I want to
absolutely.
hear that one.
Oh, absolutely. So, yes, I am writing this book called Why Tech Sucks. And it is really, I grew up in technology. I've been
Right.
involved with
Since the fifth
technology
grade.
since the fifth grade. So, I am celebrating my 40th techversary, meaning over 40 years in the tech industry. And I've seen tech's good, I've seen it's bad, and I've seen it's ugly. It's undeniable that technology has tons of benefits.
Absolutely.
Like we can connect to each other, we can get information really easily, we can be more efficient. But the book is not about the benefits of technology. It's about, hey, technology has been around for a while
It has.
and it is doing some harm to us.
Now tell us about that harm.
Yeah, well, just right this minute as we're doing this recording, we have the biggest cybersecurity incident happening, meaning the tech industry and their computers and their technology, there's vulnerabilities that make it easy for bad actors to exploit it. So when this happens, our data gets leaked, our accounts get broken into, we lose money. Our privacy gets violated. We also have this whole issue with social media and how it's affecting young
tell
girls.
us about that, especially those young girls.
Yeah,
that it's
especially young girls.
impacting
Well,
adversely.
yeah, absolutely. And to me, a lot of that gets back to that mindset times movement equals money. Well, they haven't learned how to have that sense of self. And you talked about Marcus Garvey and the confidence. Well, social media really erodes these girls' sense of self and their confidence and their mindset about life. And, it creates this yearning and fear of missing out. And then you have a lot of bullying. So one of the things we know is when people are bullied through social media and other things, the youth, they're twice as likely to
So there's a lot of bullying going on through social media.
absolutely, and so it makes them twice as likely to have suicidal behavior, and so suicide is on the rise, and it has been on the rise as well for young people.
Now, what was the motivating factor, if there is a factor, that caused you to write a book, Tech Sucks?
Why tech sucks? Yeah, because I've been on the inside creating tech. So I have always been someone who is more concerned about the human side of technology versus the technology itself. And so I've watched there's how tech is created and there's also what technology is created. And both can be problematic. So on the one hand, we have the move fast and break things, which means we don't take time to figure out all the ways that tech can go wrong. And we release it into the wild and then we discover these issues and then first there's a denial about it and then we try to fix it, but then it's too late because we've built this technology and it's hard to change. And what I'm advocating is we need a different approach. Let's figure out how not to break things and then move fast. So I've outlined over 63 tech harms or ways that technology can harm us. If we just took the time to think about how those different harms could be perpetrated up front.
For black folks.
Yes.
A lot of our audience happen to be black. How does tech harm black folks?
Oh, we are the most harmed by
Okay,
technology because on the one hand, we have a hard time getting into the tech industry because we're less than 3%, especially black women, we're less than 3% of the people employed in technology. Because we're not exposed to it early like I was fortunate. And then they don't hire us. They don't retain us.
Why don't they hire and retain us?
The thing.
Is it because we're not qualified?
Oh, absolutely not. I've been in tech industries where I've put qualified women of color up as candidates to be interviewed. I know they're qualified and they don't get the job. So they come up with different excuses. And it's obviously a bias. And honestly, the reason why I talk about tech being antiquated is because it's really just a mirror of this whole supremacy that goes on in a reality. So on one hand, technology is supposed to be advanced and sophisticated and innovative, but the reality is it still operates from that same model of white supremacy. And so that's why it harms us, because we're not included in the solutions. Like, you know, we have biased algorithms that you do a search, for instance, CEO. You don't see a lot of black people as CEOs, but there are black CEOs. We may not be at major companies, but we're at companies. You submit a resume and you're screened out because you're not using the right terms. You may not know the lingo because you're not as deep into tech as other people. So you don't know you need to pad your resume with all these keywords. So there's a lot of ways that we're harmed. And even on dating sites, we're discriminated against when people come to do the matches and things like that as well.
Well, one thing I can say that when this particular book is finally published, you better get there quickly, because it's going to give you a lot of information on technology, how it is helpful, and how it is harmful. Again, we have to go to break, so don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. My name is Robert L. Harris, and my guest is Dr. Melody Ivory.